Is there any truth to the belief held by many that we need to switch out our shampoos every few months? And how should we adjust our hair care based on other factors such as the weather? Here with a shampoo tutorial is WSJ contributor Heidi Mitchell. Heidi, great to see you.
Nice to be back.
So is it true that our hair can become accustomed to a certain brand of shampoo and stop getting clean?
Well, I hate to bust the myth, but your hair is not a living organism, so it really can't become immune to anything.
So you can use the same shampoo forever if you want.
Kinda, except for, there's a lot of little reasons why you might want to
switch it up. Well, let's talk about sulfates, because sulfates are a popular ingredient in most shampoos, but they've been getting a bit of a bad rap lately. Is there any reason for this?
Well, they can cause irritation to your scalp to people who are already prone to skin irritation.
Okay.
But there's been so much out there. I mean, there were talks about it being carcinogenic and really irritating, and it hasn't really been proven.
Right.
So the thing about the sulfates is that they do a really good job of cleaning your hair. They're sort of the only ingredient that can separate, they attract the water and the dirt and the oil from your hair and then send it down the drain. So you're using a non-sulfate shampoo, you're maybe not getting such a great cleanse.
And there's one sulfate that's good for oily hair and one that's good for drier hair.
And they're both good cleansers.
Right,
so, right. They both for different kinds of hair, but yeah, and you'll often find them both together.
So let's say you do have very sensitive skin, or for any other reason you don't want sulfates in your shampoo, then is it recommended that you then use a sulfate shampoo, let's say once a month?
Ah, yes. So there is something you've probably seen on the shelves called they usually call it a clarifying shampoo.
Right.
It tends to have a sulfate in it, but it will, sometimes they don't, but I'm not sure how well those work.
So it will give you that.
They will give you the shine and the bounce back, because if you wash your hair without the sulfates, you don't get that lather, sudsing, kind of satisfying feeling of washing your hair. And the product and dirt and oil can build up, and that can get the luster out of your hair and it can make it less manageable.
Oh, we've all been there. Now, what about weather? I mean, we know that the humidity can make our hair frizzy, but what else do we have to worry about?
So what you have to worry about is when it's dry out, there's a lot of static electricity out there in the air. And actually the sulfate shampoos, they are negatively charged, so they actually make your hair even more unruly.
Wow.
Which seems strange to me, but yes. So you want to maybe use a glycerin-based conditioner, or use more conditioner or shampoo.
In the winter when it's very dry.
Exactly.
Now, what about aging? How does that affect the way we take care of our hair?
Well, this is actually kind of a great silver lining for us aging people, because
who's not aging? Everyone's aging.
That's right. All of us are aging. But as you get older, so when you're young, your hair is producing more oil. Like, when you have acne when you're young or whatever, you're producing more sebum. And so as you get older, there's less oil in your hair. So as we get older, people often find that they need to wash their hair less, because what you're doing is washing the oil out, right?
That is good, but
that's a good thing.
But does aging affect the texture of your hair?
I mean, I know it to be true personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little rougher, right?
It can get a little dry, so use more conditioner, but maybe don't wash as often.
There you go. Now, are there other important factors we have to consider, like stress and diet, even pregnancy?
So lots of things affect your hair. Like you said, stress, dieting, like 6 months after pregnancy, a crash diet, but they'll cause your hair to shed, which means you'll find it on your pillow, or maybe you'll go gray.
And these things have nothing to do with your shampoo, really.
I'm afraid there's no shampoo that's going to fix that. Yeah.
But can a shampoo fix dandruff?
A shampoo can help with dandruff, yes, of course. You've seen them out there, of course. Now, people sometimes say that they can be drying, so the dermatologists say you should maybe use it just a couple times a week just to keep it under control. You don't want the flakes on your shoulder, but it can be drying. There's not been really any studies to show that it's going to dry out your hair. Some people who have colored hair or treated hair, they feel reluctant to use a dandruff shampoo.
Right. Now, is the dandruff shampoo, though, the one thing we should occasionally switch out?
If you're finding it to be drying and you color treat your hair, then theoretically you should switch it out. There's not real data to prove this, but it's such a personal preference. I like my shampoo because of the smell.
Yeah, right. Use what you like and you can stick with it. That's the general rule.
Yeah.
Heidi Mitchell, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.